What if the biggest financial story of the year isn't a headline you've already seen? This week, a quiet, almost invisible shift happened that could unlock trillions of dollars for institutional investors. A change so fundamental that it's already laying the groundwork for how you'll buy and sell stocks in the future. And at the center of it all is a single digital asset that the smart money is already positioning in. This isn't your average HBAR weekly update. Today, we're diving into the hidden catalysts that are positioning Hedera Hashgraph to dominate the next era of finance. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments, and I will give you a heart. Over the next couple of minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on this new reality. You will learn 1. The real story behind the altcoin ETFs and why they're not just about price, but about a seismic shift in how institutions get exposure. 2. The truth about the government's crypto plan and why new bills and regulations are actually the greatest gift for networks like Hedera. 3. How top stocks like Apple and Tesla are being secretly tokenized and why this is the most important trend happening in crypto right now. And 4. Why the transactional Internet of Things is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity and how HBAR is already the only token built for it. This isn't about hype, it's about fundamental structural change, and it's happening right now. Let's start with the first catalyst from our HBAR Weekly update, the ETF landscape. To remind everyone, there are 2 US HBAR-backed ETFs filed from Grayscale and Canary Capital. This is more than just an administrative step. It's like building a brand new on-ramp for trillions of dollars in institutional capital. This week, we saw Grayscale establish the HBAR Trust in Delaware, a necessary but crucial step. Here's the kicker. A rumor exploded on crypto Twitter about a potential BlackRock HBAR ETF. It turned out to be a misinterpretation of fund movements from Arcax, but it revealed something crucial about the market's deepest desires. The fact that the entire crypto world was willing to believe it speaks volumes. But does BlackRock secretly have plans for HBAR? And if so, what would that product look like? To get the real answer, you have to go to the experts. Bloomberg's James Safar and Crypto Prime's Nate Jarathi just gave us the ultimate hint. James said BlackRock's next move likely won't be a solo altcoin ETF, but an index product. Think of it like a mutual fund for crypto, holding all the best tokens. And here's why that's the ultimate bullish signal for Hedera Hashgraph. The tokens with an established ETF will have a much easier time finding their way into those index products. With the Hashgraph, the tokens find their way into those index products. HBAR is already sitting in a perfect spot. Nate Jarathi, a respected voice in institutional finance, even went further. He called HBAR his dark horse for a reason you might not expect: the community. Our passion for the Hedera Hashgraph network is its greatest asset. It shows institutional investors that the use cases, the council, and the enterprise adoption are not just theoretical, but backed by a dedicated, passionate army of investors. The early majority that will get access to these ETFs will look for a token that isn't just about price, but has a real story and a real mission. And Hedera Hashgraph is the only one that can tell that story. But let's talk about the biggest story you probably missed from my HBAR Weekly update, the regulatory bombshells. A new SEC project called Project Crypto and the Genius Bill have just passed. A year ago, this would have been unthinkable. These bills are a major step toward creating a clear regulatory framework for digital assets in the US. But here's the thing they don't tell you on the news. A store of value token like Bitcoin doesn't need this kind of regulation. This is all about laying the groundwork for the financial rails of the future. The real question is, who is the US government building this multi-trillion-dollar runway for, and which network is the only one in crypto that is already enterprise ready for it? As our segment with Rob Allen, our Shark Bites expert, made clear, these laws are a massive tailwind for the entire space, but they will benefit some more than others. The Genius Act establishes rules for stable coins and other forms of digital money. The question is, which network will major banks and corporations choose to issue these digital dollars on? The answer is the one they can trust. Think of it like a new neighborhood. You want to build your house on the most secure and reliable foundation. That's what Hedera is. Its unique governance model, run by a council of Fortune 500 companies and universities, makes it impossible for any single entity to control the network. It's like having a board of directors for the internet itself. This level of trust and decentralization is what will allow Hedera Hashgraph to take on the most mission-critical enterprise applications, a space where other, more retail-feasel chains simply can't compete. Now, let's talk about the next multi-trillion-dollar opportunity that only a few people are even thinking about. It's called the transactional Internet of Things. Think of a world where devices, your self-driving car, your drone, your smart refrigerator, can talk to each other and make payments. Your car pays for parking, your drone pays for a delivery route. The possibilities are endless. This isn't science fiction, it's already being built. But there's a massive problem. These payments need to be tiny, fast, and frictionless. Legacy systems and even other cryptocurrencies can't handle the scale and cost. So which network is the only one on the planet that is ready for this robot economy? And what is the single hidden feature of HBAR that makes this entire future possible? As Rob Allen mentioned, this is a core part of the Hedera mission. The answer lies in HBAR's unique economics. The cost of a transaction on Hedera Hashgraph is not only low, but it's fixed. It's 1/100th of a US cent. This tiny cost is what unlocks the transactional Internet of Things. It's the only network where a drone can make 1,000 tiny payments without breaking the bank. This is what separates HBAR from every other network. While other chains are trying to adapt, Hedera was built from the ground up to power this exact future. And this is exactly why projects like Neuron and CLSQ are building on Hedera. The foundations for the robot economy are already being laid. And the fuel for that economy is HBAR. HBAR. Now, for the biggest news of this entire HBAR Weekly update, the one that ties everything together, the tokenization of the world's most valuable assets. Tokenization is the process of putting a real-world asset on the blockchain. This isn't just a trend, it's the next trillion-dollar sector in crypto. But there's a reason almost no one has been able to truly tokenize major stocks like Apple and Tesla until now, and it all hinges on a single hidden detail in this week's news. I'm talking about the collaboration between the Hedera Foundation and a protocol called Swarm. What is the one thing they did that solves the biggest problem in crypto? A problem no one else has figured out? The biggest problem with tokenizing real-world assets isn't the technology, it's liquidity. How do you ensure that a tokenized stock can be bought and sold instantly? Swarm's solution, which is now live on Hedera, is called the redemption pool mechanism. Think of it like a giant digital vending machine. You put your token in, and instant off-chain liquidity is dispensed. This solves the liquidity problem from day one. By combining Hedera Hashgraph's performant network with this clever mechanism, they're enabling a new model for accessing global markets directly from your wallet. Hedera Hashgraph isn't just talking about tokenizing assets, they're doing it. This week, they put the blueprints for the financial world's most valuable assets right on the Hedera network. You're no longer just investing in the crypto, you're investing in the digital backbone that will one day move Apple stock. We started this HBAR Weekly update as just another news rundown, but now you see the full picture. You understand the hidden catalysts, the ETFs, the regulations, the machine economy, the tokenization of stocks. You've transformed from someone who fears the market to someone who understands the quiet, powerful shifts happening beneath the surface. You are now equipped with the knowledge to make an informed decision. But here's the most critical question. What about the next major narrative that is already quietly building on Hedera? I'm talking about decentralized identity and how it will unlock the next era of gaming, social media, and beyond. That's a story you cannot afford to miss. Click the video on your screen right now to uncover the next crucial piece of the puzzle. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our breaking news. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.